Hello and welcome to a video about Tresor One, one of the side projects that I'm building. And this time I will not go into a lot of technical stuff, but I will actually go a little bit about behind the scenes of my motivation to build it and why I even started it. So why am I building this particular tool? Especially here on the channel, we focus a little bit on the money side of it, right? We focus on product building and how we can monetize and get some revenue out of it. And this might give people the impression that this is the sole reason to do it, but it's not. Money is a cause of building the product, of doing what the actual reason, the actual goals out of it, and money just follows after that. So even though that is some measure of success for most of us, it's not the reason behind it. And in this video, I wanted to get a little bit into it and why I think it's important that not only you know, but that you also have some other reasons than money to start with your own side projects and side hustles, because it's very important. So let's get into that. So what is Tresor One? Tresor One is a portfolio tracking tool. How did I end up there? And for that, I have to get a little bit back 2-3 years actually, where I was living paycheck to paycheck, which meant every salary that I got every month was gone at the end of the month, probably before the end of the month. Then I got a little bit into debt, like minus 100 or 200 euros, and then from the next salary, this was filled up again, and the whole thing started again every month. And the same for my wife. So we both earned back there quite a lot of money. There was one evening when I was calculating together how much we earned, and then noticed, what the fuck is wrong with us? We have no savings, not a single euro. Every month we spent all of the money, and it's like both of us earned top 10% of Germany. So what the hell? Like, we could never buy an apartment or a house with no savings. We had no wiggle room for, like, if some things break, yes, okay, if I need 1,000 euros, that okay. But what if you need more? What if you get a child, or then bigger things came up, like the wedding and stuff like this, and if there are no savings, like, there is not even basic financial security. And I noticed that from when I was studying to this particular time when I earned so much money, there was no difference in how I felt at the end of the month. I still felt I have to look at my money. I will be in the red at the end of the month, and I have to go into debt or pay in rates, like every month you pay off a bigger thing, like a new TV or something like this. And I thought, this can't be. There has to be a better way, and there is, because there are so many people that are rich, or that have no problems like these. They might have other problems, but they definitely don't have financial security as a problem. And how can I be like that? How can I have the financial security? Because I earn enough money for it. Money itself should not be the problem. It has to be a mindset problem. It has to be a problem of mine. And I started reading books. I started checking or continuously, regularly watching YouTube channels like Finanzfluss or Talerbox, that help with financial education. So I will link them in the description, and the books as well. But in general, I started to read up on this and noticed that I have to change my mind a little bit. And the first goal that I wanted was financial security. And I mentioned this in some other videos, like 7 steps to financial freedom and stuff like this, but it starts very basic, like first check, you have to get your personal finances under control, completely under control, which means I have to know where the money goes, and I have to make some adjustments to it. So because it doesn't matter how much I earn. If I get a raise, let's say 500 euros a month, I will spend more. I will spend more. I will just spend 500 euros more a month. And it doesn't change anything except that I maybe have a better brand of clothes or whatever, but it doesn't change my life or make me happier or more secure, or I have less worries. Nothing changes except for the brands on the stuff that I consume. And this is stupid. This is completely ridiculous. So what changes a life is when you have financial security, when you have financial freedom even, or in whatever way. I will get to that a little bit, but this stuff is life-changing. And to get to this, you have to save up some money and you have to invest. So when I said, okay, I have to change something there, the first thing I did was I cut down my expenses. Not cutting down as, the problem was we already had quite a good standard of living, and quite expensive. So cutting that down is always painful, very painful. But what I did was I checked that I don't spend stuff that I don't know that I spend it. So when I simply don't know where it goes. So I created budgets, and I said, okay, I want to save X amount every month. This is the first thing that I pay. First of the month, this goes out. Then my fixed cost goes out. I completely listed down all my fixed costs and I tried to replace them. And even small things like I paid 50 euros in cell phone data plan, and I cut this down to 10 euros now. Or I paid for Amazon Prime and my wife did too. We only needed once. I canceled that. So stuff like this, right? This gets together a little bit. We also got rid of our car because we can, get by bike and public transportation and stuff like this. These were bigger things, of course. This brought 500 euro a month. But there are also smaller ones. It just bought 10 euros, 20 euros. So I accumulated a little bit more of my income that I could invest. And I immediately put that to the side at the beginning of the month. Long story short, I got my personal finances under control and started to invest. Small things. Start with 25 euros a month, then 100, 500, 1,000, and it continues like this. So at some point, the money that you can save, the amount or the energy that you have to spend, that you have to put up in order to save more, is better spent on increasing your income. So then I focus on increasing my income, and every little bit that I increased my income, I also put on the side. So I'm able to invest more and save up more. So now I can definitely say we have a healthy cushion, we have healthy investments, and it continues to grow. And by now, I consider us financially secure. I have no worries at all about, this daily stuff. It's just gone that I worry about money at the end of the month, or that I worry when I go and buy groceries, what can I buy, what can't I buy? And this was completely different 3 years ago. It was completely different. And I couldn't, just, let's say if my TV breaks and it's about to break, I need a new TV. Now I can just go out and buy one. And this was 3 years ago. I would have 3 years I would have been in debt to buy this. This is of course consumer stuff. The way more important stuff for me is what I save and invest. But the financial security that I gained, the nagging in the back of my head that is gone now, I didn't even know it was there. But when I arrived at this point of kind of financial security, and that I know even if I lose my job tomorrow, I can 6 months without a problem, we can live our life like this until I find a new job. This is financial security. This is basic financial security, to not worry about it. And also, if you look at salaries, if you earn 40,000 a year, 50,000, 60, 70, every raise like this will increase your financial security. But at some point, let's say 70, 80,000, your financial security should be set if your mindset is there. And after that, it doesn't increase that. So that's why also you read a lot of times after 80,000 euros or 70,000 euros, whatever, a year, you will not gain more happiness by earning more, simply because the money doesn't, it means different things. If your standard of living is covered with a safety cushion and you have enough money to save and invest and stuff like this, your financial security is there. And you can do this depending on your living standard and how much you earn, even at 40,000 or 50,000 euros a year. So I think it's important that directly after your college or whatever, work on the financial security part, because it's way more comfortable to live like this instead of living paycheck to paycheck. And it doesn't matter if it's at €1,000 a month or €10,000 a month. The financial security part is just basically about spend less than you earn and invest the difference and save up the difference. So this is like basic educational stuff. So again, this was also a long story, but when I noticed this, I was like, this was a game changer for me. This was like, why on earth has no one told me this yet? Why, like, my parents didn't teach me that, my teachers didn't teach me that, no one taught me that. And it was just when I noticed it myself and then read up all these books that look kind of like shady, or they try to sell you something, but it's actually very, very profound. And I believe that this should be taught in schools, like basic stuff, how you that you should save up and what the stock market is and why you should invest, etc. And if everyone would be able to do that, create their own financial security and also financial cushion for when they get into retirement, it would also free a lot of burden on the state, on the government, that has to, in Germany at least, has to provide for everyone that gets into retirement. So this, I believe this would be good for everyone investing and getting into this. So my goal with Tresor One, I started this 2 years ago actually as a personal finance tool, scraped it and then went for the investing tool right now, because I think investing should be something that everyone starts in their 20s, in the early 20s. And if people start this in the early 20s, this will change their life when they're 30 or 35. Even if they start with 50 euros a month investing or 100 euros a month, if they have 10 years advantage over someone like me that started when they were 30, it's a day and night difference. And let's say they earn dividends, whatever, 500, 1,000 euros a month, for example, which is a lot. It's not like they don't have to work, but it's not about this. It's about financial security and financial freedom. It means they can choose their job. They can choose to work a lower salary if it is more fun to them. They can start their own business and they know they have like a financial cushion every month to support them. They can have a basic understanding, of how to work with money. Because I can tell you, if you live paycheck to paycheck and you get €1,000,000 tomorrow, you will be broke again in a year or two. You will be living to paycheck again, because you don't know how to handle the money. Same with me 3 years ago. Everyone wants to be a millionaire, and if you ask them what they would do with the money, they tell you all the things that they would buy. Why? Because they don't want to be a millionaire, they just want to spend €1,000,000. And that's a difference. Being a millionaire means you own it and you make use of it to get more money or make more out of it, invest it and create some sort of passive income and financial freedom. And this is a snowball. This gets more and more over time. And with Tresor One, I wanted, because it's very, the financial world is complex. And I think with tools and education, you can lower the barrier to entry. And Tresor One is my take on this. So I wanted to create a tool that makes it easy for anyone to invest and see, make sense of the numbers in there. And there are a lot of words and figures that people don't know about, like dollar cost averaging or true time weighted rate of return. What the hell does that mean? And with Tresor, I wanted to make an easy automated tool for anyone to follow their stock portfolio, give them the numbers that are relevant, and in the next step that is coming soon is educating them a little bit on, for example, all these words. So I will put like a glossary out that explains the words, as simple as possible with examples, when you should look at that, when it may be irrelevant. So there is an education aspect also on it. And at some point, this can expand into simply helping people with their finance and educating them, while being a good tool, a productive tool to make use of this. So this is my motivation behind it, because I made this transition. I'm still in the middle of it, but I made a first part of the transition that is already seriously changing a lot in my life, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and I think it would be beneficial for everyone. So the tools that I build with, let's say in the scope of Tresor One, should educate and help people to achieve that if they want to. And I'm sure that there is no one that says, no, I don't want financial freedom, or I don't want financial security. Because worrying about finances all the time is annoying and in the way of living a very happy and fulfilled life. So yeah, this is my take, and this is my motivation behind that, and this is also where I focus all my energy and goals when I build the thing. It's not about what can I do, even if we talk about sometimes here about monetization of it. The goal of it to have an awesome tool for people that want to take their finances under control and invest money, and lower the barrier as much as possible, educating them while we are at it. That's the goal of Tresor One, and that's my motivation why I get into this. And the awesome part is I use it myself. I need this tool myself. I use it myself. So I'm my own customer. I'm my own user in a sense. And this is what drives me to build this. And if it creates a revenue stream out of it, awesome. But that is a cause of me building this tool. The motivation is about people taking care of their finances and hopefully changing their life for the better. So I'm very curious about your motivation to start your side projects, what you are working on, why are you doing it, what's the reason behind it. Leave it in the comments. I will answer all of them, discuss with you a little bit, and hopefully I see you in the next video. Thanks for listening and have a good one. Bye.